Middlesbrough and Coventry, they've added a couple of players on loan from the Premier League. Anis Mehmeti went from Bristol to Ipswich. Swansea, they got Gustavo Nunes on loan, and Calvin Phillips departed Manchester City for Sheffield United. And long-time MLSer Kyle Wagner moved to Birmingham City. Do we like some of these transfers, Grell? Of all of these, which one do you like the most before we get into our winners and losers?
I mean, there's been a lot of good ones. Wagner's been fantastic, by the way. He came in his first game and had an assist, and I think he really suits the way Birmingham City want to play. It's such a difficult league, I think, to find the level of player that you want, because they have to obviously add quality. It's hard to add quality in January, and then also it's not easy. A lot of these guys want to play, you know, higher.
Right.
It's a difficult league to go into. So I think they've done a pretty good job, though.
I would have to say, good on the experience side front. That's what they need, Sheffield United, in that midfield. Someone who can control the game a bit more. Great signing for me, Mehmeti at Ipswich there. I think that's a fantastic signing that just adds more quality to Ipswich side that's slowly coming up there, that some people would say will be the ones that actually will take over one of those two automatic promotion spots.
Getting close, isn't it? Okay,
Yeah.
what about the winners and losers then, Nigel? Why don't you go first with your winners of this winter window?
My two winners for me, I'm going to go with Middlesbrough as one of my winners, and also Derby County. Middlesbrough, for me, fantastic recruiting. Jeremy Sonamento there. He's actually won promotion with Ipswich and Burnley. Good winger, good quality. At one point, I thought Middlesbrough were kind of losing their way a bit. Some inconsistent results when they had an opportunity to really get close to Coventry, but the results have settled up. I think they look good in the attacking sense, and they've added more attacking quality. Real good dribbling winger, can score goals and create goals, and that's what you need. For this final push, you need strikers or up-top people who are going to make things happen and score goals. In my experience, we had Marlon Harewood and Bobby Zamora, so we always believed we were going to score goals, and even Teddy Sheringham as well. So that's something that's very vital when it comes to this final end of the season. Derby County, Smodics. Saw the best of him, working on the manager at Derby right now. He's gone back to a manager he's familiar with. He's a goal scorer at this level. Takes off a bit of pressure for Ajiman there, with Morris being injured and coming back from injury as well. Derby, for me, are not the most pleasant team on the eye, but they know how to get the job done. And now if you've got a striker who's going to be very clinical, I think they're going to be a real dark horse to make that run into the playoffs.
This is one of the better signings of the whole entire window. This is a guy who's got experience in this league, scoring a crazy amount of goals. That's not easy to find in a winter transfer window.
Derby, they're in good position, aren't they, in the table to, like you said, maybe even make a push late on, or at least get into the promotion playoff situation. Grella, what about you? What are your winners for this winter?
Well, we talked about Mehmeti, and I think he's a really important one. You know, at Bristol City, they made it into the playoffs last season. Yeah, they got blown out in the first leg, but he's a big reason why. He scores a goal or an assist. He has a goal and assist every other game. So adds quality to the play as well. I think he's a guy who pops up in pockets, can beat you 1v1. So Mehmeti going to Ipswich, a team that wants to play, I think is very important. I think is a really good puzzle piece for them. This one's one of the most interesting ones. I think Bove going to Watford. I spoke to Troy last week about him, and he has a lot of ties there, and says that he's such a lovely guy at the training ground. Everyone loves him personality-wise. I'm not surprised. But 65 appearances for Roma in the Serie A type level of Italy, 12 for Fiorentina. Obviously, we know with his heart issues, he's not able to play in Italy. So Watford are able to get him on sort of a bargain deal, which I think is sad, but it's a good bit of business for Watford as well. And he's a player that's going to bring unbelievable quality into the group on a personal level and also on a physical level. So I think this is an unbelievable bit of business that Watford made.
It was a real emotional goodbye, wasn't it, from Roma? So I think for all the neutral fans, and even for Roma fans as well, they want to see him do really well, don't they? No matter where he went, obviously, good for us to have him in the Championship.
I think it's great. I do worry for him about the instability of Watford. We've seen the chaos at that football club in their managers, how they treat their managers and recruiting. And I'll be honest with you, they've massively overachieved this season. If we're honest with Watford and you look at that squad right now, where they're sitting in the Championship, I think should be celebrated more than anything else. So worry about that, but I think that is a fantastic signing. I like that one.
And if you haven't watched him, he's a little bit like Tonali. He's a little bit like he has quality. He can tackle his box to box, and maybe he can add some stability in that Watford team that, you know, is quite transitional in a lot of their play.
OK, look forward to seeing him. What about the losers then of this window, Nigel? Who have you got?
I went for Southampton and Blackburn. Blackburn, for me right now, a bit of a basket case of a football club. lack of real investment. The manager there just walked out recently, or whether he was fired or sacked. We leave it to our own interpretation of it. No real direction, a club that's languishing in a relegation fight right now. And it's just been like this for a while. You two made fun of the previous manager who went to Derby and questioned why you'd leave Blackburn high in the table and leave and join a team in a relegation fight. And now you can kind of see why it actually makes sense. So, for me, a club just in a mess right now with no real direction and real investment into pursuing a promotion push for the Premier League. Southampton, worried about Southampton because Adam Armstrong, for me, is another striker like Smodics who's proved himself at this level, can get goals. He's left to join Wolverhampton Wanderers in the Premier League. Kyle Lowry came in and scored today, funny enough, but still a little bit worried for Southampton with that. These are the two losers for me and the reason why.
I was going to have Southampton as a winner, actually. And it was funny that this all happened today. I actually backed down because I said, you know, I don't want to argue Nigel on this early in the morning.
He backed down because Lowry bullied him in the corner like he bullied someone today.
Armstrong, they sold for $8 million, right? So you're like, okay, they're missing a striker. But they get Larin on a fantastic deal. He scores the winner today. So not only that, but then I actually looked through both their careers, and although he has experience scoring goals at this level, Kyle Larin scores more goals in his career per minute than he does. So it's actually a good bit of business, whether you think it's a win or a loss. We have to wait and see. We have to wait and see.
Would you still have brought it up if Southampton had lost today?
No, he wouldn't have. He 1,000% wouldn't have.
I don't know. I maybe would have had a little niggle.
Let's not get too excited.
I would have had a little.
Okay, well, let's not get too excited.
Maybe a little bite. I don't know.
I'm just saying, let's not get too excited. Great start for Lowry today.
Yeah,
no problem.
That wasn't bad, was it? What about the most notable ones then that we've seen over the transfer window, Nigel? What do you think of in terms of Blackburn, Southampton, everything that we're seeing? Grella, you're doing this one, right?
Yeah.
Bit early.
Yeah, all right.
Off you
we'll
go,
get
boys.
the doctors to check you out in a second.
Ooh,
Okay. Portsmouth is one of the losers because they lose Callum Lang. Callum Lang's a player with a lot of experience in this. He kept them up last season. He was the second leading goal scorer in their team. He was important piece for them. So them losing him to Preston North End, I think, is one that hurts them, especially having the experience in this sort of position in the Championship as well, just only being in it. Yeah, okay, fine. He hasn't been good this season yet, but losing Lang in this window, I think, will hurt them down the stretch when you need bodies and you need guys who know how to score goals. West Brom has just been a slow disaster now for 2 years, where it's not clear how they want to play. It's not clear the direction they want to go in. I think one of the examples for West Brom is when you move on from Illing Jr., who I think is a fantastic player with a lot of experience, and they just couldn't find a way to get him going. He's a player that played a lot of games for them, and losing him in the transfer window in January, when you are officially in a relegation scrap, to me shows signs of a club that's moving a little bit in the wrong direction, and for sure worrying signs.
I'm worried for Eric Ramsey. I agree with him with the West Brom one, and also they're restricted by the financial fair play rules and regulations that we have in place for them, why they can't really reinvest too much. But still, they're a club that I know from being up in the Midlands at one time that they do have a lot of good talent academy-wise. I don't know what it is Eric Ramsey wants to do and how he wants to go about it, but right by now, Eric Ramsey has to understand you have to win football matches. And that's one thing that they're not doing, so I'm worried for them. Portsmouth one, I'll push back against Grella. I understand the importance of Lang, but for me with Portsmouth, I'm looking at what they're building. They're building something for the future. They've got a lot of young talent. Playing at home, Fratton Park would serve them well. They've got a great, fantastic fan base there. If you've ever had the opportunity to go there or play there, they'll be okay, Portsmouth. I think for me, they're doing something special, and they're doing a slow build of a young talent pool coming through. Got some good, young, exciting players that they'll be okay. West Brom is a real big worry for me.